Hello there, it's Laura Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation, and it is Thursday evening at 5:15, so we're going to be going live for some meditation shortly. And I have some very good news tonight. If those of you who were on this session last night saw that we had a bonfire going, and that last year my husband, bless his cotton socks, hi Linda, last year we had this bonfire, and you can see where's my arm going? The hole there where the bonfire did not go to plan. So even though we do still have a bonfire right now, which I'm not quite sure why it's still alight, it doesn't seem to be setting anything else on fire, which is amazing news. Linda and I have just come from we've just been at an all-day business conference that was actually online, which has been phenomenal, and literally starting at 9:30 this morning until 5 o'clock tonight. We were in a virtual meetup on Zoom, and normally it's a live event with our business coach, and my phone's a little bit, I'm just going to snap down because it's a little bit, sorry, I'm just trying to make this turn around now. Here we go. Sorry, my camera was looking a bit smudgy there. But yes, it's really been fantastic to be in an online virtual space rather than a live one. And it was always interesting to see how these things go, but it was actually a really awesome experience, and it's the inspiration for tonight's meditation. So one of the things that we talked about in the session, what Karen, our business coach, talked about, was Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And most people will have come across this, is that sort of triangle shape that talks about how we need to have our needs met at each of those levels before we can move up. And at that base level, that kind of the bottom of the triangle, the sort of fat end of the triangle, is all about our basic. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to have to show you what's going on here. Milky is out with me as usual. Hey Milky! But Daisy has decided to grace us with her presence. Hang on, I'll come back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Hang on, where's she gone? Where is she, Milks? The cat, I don't know if you can see, has decided to grace us with her presence. And so now they play this game where basically Daisy tucks underneath the bench and Milky runs around barking at her, so I might have to. So Milky gets, where's she gone? Where you gone, Milks? Where you gone? Milky gets very excited when Daisy comes out here, and Daisy then just decides the game's over and whacks her on the nose. So back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now Milks, come here. You just stop now. You just stop. Yeah, this is the troublemaker here. So we have to have those basic needs met first. So we have to, our basic needs of having food, having basically our sort of safety of our physical body, before we can then move on to higher needs, like sort of ultimately the sort of pinnacle of the triangle is self-actualisation, where we develop ourselves and we can think about more bigger things for ourselves. Now, obviously with the events in recent times, we've all probably been shoved down to those basic needs levels. That supermarket shelves stripped of toilet paper is a really good example of that sort of mindset of scarcity and needing to protect our sort of basic needs. And one of the things that I would love for us to do tonight is using our body in the meditation, using this practice to tune back into a sense of safety and a sense of being safe in our bodies and in our day-to-day life in this moment. Even though there's a lot of danger that we're perceiving from the virus and from the situation we're in, that can we tune back into a sense of safety in this moment? So that's what I'm going to invite you to do tonight, is just through our meditation, I'll guide you through. Now, I am slightly distracted by this dog over here, because she is, I'll show you. You can see the cat is hiding by the daffodils, and the dog, what's she doing, Milks? Come here. Honestly. So we might have a backdrop of not just the bird songs tonight, we might have Milky deciding to have a little play with Daisy. So if anybody who's joining for the first time, the two things in terms of our practice The first thing is, don't expect for your mind to be silent and to go quiet. As much as meditation is helping to switch on the relaxation response in the body, taking us out of that stress response, it doesn't necessarily feel relaxing in the moment, because in the moment we might still have a sense of the noise of how much is going on. So whatever experience you have in the meditation, whether it's full of thoughts or whether it's the other end of the scale and you feel calm and peace, you're still making a difference to your nervous system and to how your body is responding to stress. So if you can let go of the need for it to feel a certain way, it actually means that you're much more likely to feel that sense of calm. Sometimes when we're striving for it, it's the last thing that we're able to get to. So that's number one, is that it's not about emptying your mind. And the second thing is, in terms of our posture, that there's no special techniques or postures to master. It's about being comfortable and finding that balance between being active and relaxed. So we don't want to be so relaxed and lying down that we fall asleep. Not for this particular type of meditation, when we're trying to pay attention to what's happening, but we're also not trying to be really rigid and controlled and not allow ourselves to move. So if you need to move, then move, and just find that balance between those two states. And the final tip in terms of posture is, if you can, avoid having your head resting back on anything, because that means that even if as you meditate you become aware of the tiredness that might be in your system, particularly if we've been in these stress states for extended periods, you might become aware of the kind of nodding of the head as you do sometimes slip into that over-relaxed state, and even maybe the odd bit of drool. I know I've experienced the odd bit of drool in a meditation before. That's absolutely fine, but if your head's not resting back, then even if you feel like you've dropped into a sleeping state, you're in a state of falling asleep rather than actually being asleep. And there's a big difference in terms of what happens in the brain and what we're actually doing if that's the case. So other than that, that's all, and I'll guide you through, and then I'll guide you back when it's time to open your eyes again. So gently getting yourself comfortable in the chair that you're in, or if you're on the floor or the bed, just finding that comfortable place. And we'll start by tuning out to the hearing, to our hearing, what we can hear right now in our environment. Perhaps there's sounds in the room that you're in. Perhaps there's sounds outside. Or maybe it's the sounds of where I am tonight. Birds are particularly vocal tonight. And just allowing any sounds to come to you moment by moment. Allowing that moment by moment experience of what do you hear. Sorry, the cat's trying to sit on my lap. And then we'll turn our attention inwards, in towards our body. So taking your awareness, see if you can gently place that awareness and that attention on the very tips of the fingers. So without moving the fingers, just let your full focus rest there. If the mind's already wandered, that's okay, just coming back to that very tips of the fingers and any sensations that you might feel. And you might notice after a moment there's a gentle tingling or vibration in the fingers, like a gentle humming or buzzing. That's your nervous system responding to you turning inwards. The fingers preparing for movement. The mind and the body coming together, just for a moment. And bringing yourself back. Any time that you realise that you're no longer there, you're no longer with the fingers. And tuning into that sense of your body. Perhaps there'll be other things in your awareness too. And then see if you can gently add your toes to your awareness. So now your fingers and your toes are in your awareness. can feel those same sensations in the toes that you felt in your fingers. And if you don't feel any sensations, that's okay too. Just be aware of whatever is there. No judgment or effort or needing it to be a certain way. And notice how when your attention is there, you can feel those sensations, but when it wanders, we lose that sensation and that connection. And now allow yourself to become aware of the whole foot on each side, feeling where the feet touch the ground. Feeling that sense of grounding by connecting to the body exactly as it is right now in this moment. And see if you can allow that awareness to travel up the ankles, the shins and the calves, up to the knees. And from the knees, travelling along the thighs and into the hips. Noticing your whole lower half of your body now in your awareness. Perhaps feeling a gentle heaviness to that. As you feel the weight of yourself grounding into where you're sitting right now. A stillness. Becoming aware of any other sensations that you feel in the legs. Perhaps you can even feel the feel of your clothes against your skin. The chair underneath you. And then carrying on from the hands. See if you can allow that awareness to travel up the wrists and the forearms, to the crook of the arms, and all the way up to the shoulders. Across the chest, down into the belly. Perhaps becoming aware of that gentle movement of the breath coming in and out of the body. Maybe noticing the jaw and any tension that might be held there, without trying to change it, but just being aware of whatever you feel. Maybe the tongue in the mouth, the cheekbones, the forehead, your whole body in your awareness now. And there's a safety there. This body that's still here. But moment by moment there might be changing sensations that come and go. And seeing if you can be aware of your whole body, even whilst there are areas that you notice more. Maybe feeling a gentle opening in the body, like a relaxation, a feeling of just being. Coming back to that sense of your feet on the floor, the stability in that. No matter what's happening for you right now, your feet are on the ground, your body's in the chair. Breath is coming and going, and moment by moment there are things arising and then passing through your awareness. And then becoming aware of the breath, that grounding place that can always connect us back to this sense of safety in our own body. Noticing that rise and fall of the chest or the belly. Or maybe noticing that cool air entering the nostrils or the mouth. breathing for you, providing this safe place, rising and falling, beginning to gently label in the mind that rising and falling, just following your breath's own rhythm. There's no need to control it or do anything. The breath will come and go. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. That basic process, keeping your body breathing, your needs for safety in your body are right here, in that rising and falling of the breath. And gently continuing to label that rise and fall as we have a few moments of silence. And letting go of that labeling of the breath now. Just coming back to that raw experience of your body and its safety for you right now. And you can come back here anytime that you're feeling carried away in your day-to-day life by thoughts or sensations or worries. Just connecting back even for a moment to the breath and the body as a way to connecting back to that fundamental safety. And allow the breath to slowly deepen as you return to that awareness of your whole body. And taking 3 bigger than usual breaths now. And letting the breath find its own natural rhythm again. Slowly returning to movement to the fingers and toes. And gently blinking open the eyes. And just noticing the room around you and where you are. And seeing if you can feel that safety in your body, that sense of always having access to that connection point that can make us feel safe amongst the storm and dropping an anchor in that storm. And wherever you are tonight, I hope you have a wonderful evening. The National Theatre are actually streaming shows, theatre shows, and they're streaming a show tonight, so I'm going to be watching that at 7 o'clock. So that's a hot tip for you on YouTube if you go to the National Theatre. They've got all sorts of things coming up to keep us entertained in these crazy times. So have a great night, and I'll be here tomorrow at 5:15. See you then.